I'm Drew Case from Beyond Seclusion, and I'm on a never-ending quest to find the best red dots available. Now, over the last few years, this mission seems to have absolutely no end in sight. Now, the market is literally flooded with electro-optics, reflex sights, aka red dots. Yeah, and I think there's a good reason. They make shooting much simpler, or should I say aiming much simpler, but also quicker and more precise compared to iron sights. Now, that is an entirely different topic and debate of iron sights versus optics, but as my eyes are aging, it's not much of a debate for me anymore. And besides, I spent years, even decades, shooting and hunting with nothing more than iron sights. I think I've earned my right for red dots. Even the military, years ago, moved to mostly optics. So now, a new company to me, Riton, I have to say, I'm surprised I have not heard of them before based on the quality I'm seeing. But then again, there are a lot of great companies for all of us to discover that we've never heard of yet. Let me introduce Riton and their 3 Tactix MPRD2 to you, and let's see what it can do together. Let's check it out. Drop test. And now we're just gonna I'm Drew Case from Beyond Seclusion, bringing you the reviews directly here to Gun.Deals, where I only give you my honest opinion, and it is what it is. Now, real quick, if you're not familiar with Gun.Deals, guys, it's a website where you go and share and find the best gun-related deals available for purchase online or in retail stores. It's awesome, guys. You just type in the gun or the product you're looking for in the search, and it'll show you anything and everything that has been posted from any user, company, or website. Now, Gun.Deals does not sell anything directly, okay? They don't sell guns. What they do is they connect you to where the sales are. It's genius. I love it. It costs you absolutely nothing. Okay, so I just finished doing a review for the competition target gun with my Ruger 2245 in tandem crosses, Kraken lower, and it needed an optic. The Tactix MPRD2 just seemed perfect with the size, the 3 MOA dot and the 1 MOA adjustments. I liked it. It seemed like a good fit. Let's just take a quick look at the specs and text for the Riton. Guys, I've got my Riton 3 Tactix MPRD2. Let's just unbox this and see what we got here. Okay, it comes with the standard stuff, the lens, tools. Now, first thing that I notice is this is one that opens on the bottom, and it's no secret, I'm not really a fan of the ones that open on the bottom. They've had trouble passing my torture tests. I'll keep that in mind. I'll decide later, how I'm going to torture test this. Anyway, we take off the cover. It's a nice solid optic, nice big field of view. Okay, the windage, elevation. It looks like we've got clicks. Yeah, nice. And then we've got a Picatinny base, okay, that we can mount that to, or if we have the appropriate firearm to mount directly to, there you go, out of the box. We're getting this zeroed at 50 yards. Here on my Ruger, I'm working on another one with tandem cross and the Kraken. Anyway, and one thing that I really want to comment here is the adjusting. Okay, it's got these increments. The problem is there is no click. There's no palpable or audible click. And for some, this really is not a big deal at all. But when I'm trying to get super tight groups down there, I really need that click to know exactly. So when I'm adjusting, it's just simply gauging and estimating the turn, if that makes sense. So at least for me, when we have these measurements, I need a click. So that would be one suggestion. Okay, so this red dot has just about everything that I look for, or should I say that I require in a red dot, at least for me. The first being the auto off, and then shake awake, the small MOA dot, and then the one MOA or smaller increments. And for me, those are just critical things. The auto off, I don't want dead batteries. I want it to last as long as possible, and the auto off, I really like that. And if it's going to have the auto off, then it's got to have the shake awake, respond with just the ever slightest touch. And I absolutely love that combo. For me, to have it on really any gun, but especially a pistol, that's an absolute must. Okay, now there are a couple of things, in all honesty, that aren't my preference, but it's just me. The biggest one with this is the underside loading battery. Now, for me, that's just a personal preference. I don't really care for battery compartments on the underside. Typically, a lot of times those gaskets fail, and I like to torture test optics, and the ones that load from the bottom, I gotta say, have the highest failure rate. Also, if I'm wanting to change the battery, then I have to completely take it off. Now, with the technology of this one and a lot of others, I'm only gonna have to do that like once every 5 years, and it becomes much less of an issue when I have auto off and shake awake, which this does. So for me, that one's okay. I absolutely can live with that, especially if it's a good seal and I can torture test it and it passes and it has an IPX rating of 7, and we're going to find out. The other one is the auto brightness. And for me, again, I just don't care for that. Most people do. They like that. But I like shooting at distances, as you are going to see. And so I like to dial down that brightness to the absolute bare minimum, because when I'm shooting at 200 yards and I'm outside and it's bright, I get a little bit of that starburst, and then that makes it harder for me to hit a target with a pistol at 200 yards. And yeah, this is why for most people it's a non-issue. The other one is, if for whatever reason I am shooting from a darker area to a brighter area, like if I was sitting in a blind, and again, this is just me, I love hunting with pistols. Most people don't, and so for most people, again, this is going to be a non-issue. Okay, so with any optic, especially on a pistol, the big thing is how easy is it to acquire your target, get accurate shots, dial it in, and for me, how tough it is, it's time to find out. Okay, let's just take a look at our field of view here and what we're seeing. Okay, you can see a really nice, small, crisp, clean dot. I really do like the dot. It works fantastic for accuracy. Okay, and I'm just using some bulk ammo that I got several years ago. The black packs. Guys, with the rebates, I got this. It came down to 2 cents a round. This is why you should check out the Crazy Stupid deals. Yeah, I got a lot of it, so I'm sitting good. Okay, so shooting a pistol at 50 yards, that's pretty good. Now, there's about 4 different rounds here, or sets of 10 with doing some adjusting. So you can kind of see one group here, you can kind of see the last group over here. So it's even tighter than this. This is the zeroing in the adjustment phase. We'll get, unfortunately, these I discovered are too small. That red dot gets bigger than those, so we're going to have to use this, but we're really, really impressed with that. I mean, that's awesome. 50 yards with a pistol, guys. Okay, it works great. I did start having some issues with the light going out. When I was looking down it, it kind of would get fadey, and then it would be off, and then it would be back on. And I thought, ooh, you know, I haven't even torture tested it, and it's going out. Was just getting ready to contact the company, and I thought, troubleshoot. You know, troubleshoot 101, screws. Always check screws. So I tested the top screws here. They were starting to back out a little bit, okay? And with a bottom loading battery and not something that's screwing in and pushing down on it, I thought, I tightened those back up, issue solved. So there was absolutely no problem. So anyway, the lesson of that is you're going to need to make sure that these are tight, and I would highly recommend doing a good Loctiting on them so that they're not going to back out and you won't have any issues like I did. Okay, so we got the red dot zeroed. We were getting some insane groups at 50 yards. Let's just see, let's see what we can do with it here. Okay, let's just try 50 here. You gotta love that. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we saw what we could do at some distance. Let's just see what we can do with some rapid transition, you know, across different space and different distances. There you go, guys. Okay, now real quick, something that I really like about Riton is their lifetime warranty. It is right on. Okay, it is a lifetime warranty. It's just ironclad. It's awesome. Now, something in particular, when I look in the owner's manual, okay, for the Tactix MPRD, it says lifetime. But when you go to their lifetime warranty and look at the specifics, okay, it does put a 2-year cap on electro-optics. Now, I've reached out to the company to find out kind of which that is. I'm going to guess that it is a lifetime on general mechanics, scopes, and optics that don't use electricity batteries, and then it's going to be 2 years on electronic components. That's pretty typical for the industry. If I find out anything different, I'll make sure and make note of that in the description or in the comments below. What I want to do now is I want to take this off and I want to torture test it. It did fantastic, but I want to find out how tough it is. Is it worthy of staying on my pistol? Is the IPX submersion rating real? Is it going to handle being dropped in water for half an hour? Can it handle the G-forces? I'm going to take it probably farther than it was rated for. I'm going to drop it 17 to 20 feet onto a deck. I'm going to freeze it solid and I'm going to submerge it, and I'm going to drop it. Then I'm going to submerge it, and then I'm going to freeze it, which you put those in that particular order, and it really wreaks hell on an Optic, and I've had a lot of them fail. Let's try it. Give it a good drop test. Ooh, yep. Okay, so it is on after the drop test, and now we're just gonna, okay, it's IPX67, so we should be able to drop it in a meter for 30 minutes. That's not a meter, that's about 2 feet, but we're gonna put it in for 30 minutes. Okay, so we got a half hour there. Let's give it a check. Let's freeze it solid. Okay, so we have been in for half an hour. Should be good. Frozen. And we're still on. Nice. Okay, let's let it thaw out. Get it back on and make sure everything's working. Okay, so yesterday I took it off. We torture tested it. It held up. I can see, no breach in the water seal. Everything seems to be working great. Put it right back on. I'm pretty sure best I could in the exact same spot. Let's just see how it's doing. I would say that works. That works great. Let's try 100. I wish I had that to put on the Kraken video. Anyway, there you go. I think this is what the phrase "proof is in the pudding" means. There you have it, guys. It is what it is. You decide what you think. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful. If so, help support my channel. If you haven't come and checked me out under Beyond Seclusion, what are you waiting for? Come check me out. I review anything and everything related to shooting, and I'm expanding into camping, backpacking, boating, hunting, fishing, all of that. Anyway, until next time on Gun Deals, happy shooting. Remember to educate our young people to guns and gun safety. And every time you're out shooting, you're an ambassador for the Second Amendment for all of us. So be a safe and responsible gun owner.